All right, so it's Sunday evening, and I start feeling like this knot is beginning to form in my stomach. And it's not painful, but it's evident. I mean, there's nothing actually wrong. Nobody called me with bad news or anything. I'm just sitting there, and this knot, this feeling of dread, just washes over me. And why is that? Well, it's because it's Sunday evening, and I know that within a couple hours, I'm going to be getting up and starting my work week. And these days, I am working two jobs, so I don't really get a clean, traditional weekend anymore, but that knot still shows up right on schedule anyway. As soon as I know Monday means that I'm going to be clocking into both of these jobs. So even without the classic schedule, the feeling, it doesn't go away. It just somehow adjusted to the week that's actually present. And I used to think that it was just a Sunday thing, but once you really look at it and you zoom out, you'll realize it's not a Sunday feeling or a Sunday thing at all. It's a whole week thing. It just starts with Sunday and ends on Saturday and then runs the same course over and over, day after day, week after week. Take a look at it this way. Everyone looks forward to the weekend. Sunday, the dread starts, although it's part of the weekend. Monday, the dread's already fully moved in because the week just started and there's nothing to look forward to yet. Tuesday's not much better, still too far from anything good. Wednesday, you get a little excited because you're halfway there, and for some reason, clearing the hump actually means something to a lot of people. Then Thursday, you start counting the hours instead of days. And Friday, your whole brain shifts into planning mode and you're figuring out what you're going to do with this little bit of time you're about to get back. And finally, the actual high point arrives. Saturday. That's the one day where you're not bracing for anything, not counting down to anything, just living in it. Hopefully, living in it. But here's the part that gets me, and I'm sure it gets you too. By Sunday afternoon, hell, sometimes even Sunday morning, that knot starts creeping back in again, eating into the one day you've got left, because you already know what's coming next. So, if you actually add all that up, and I mean really look at it honestly, you get maybe a day and a half, 2 days if you're lucky, of feeling like a free actual person. And the other 5.5, you're either bracing for something or recovering from something or watching the clock till you get back to the two good ones. That's the actual ratio most of us are living on. 2 days of freedom bought with 5 days of dread on repeat week after week for decades. Think about that on a larger scale over the course of your life, because the whole deal that we're sold is that you push through that cycle for 40, 50 years and then retirement's the reward at the end. And we go through it willy-nilly telling ourselves, well, this is just what you have to do until then, right? That it's supposed to be this finish line where this dread finally stops and the actual living starts. But here's what actually messes with me about that. A lot of people don't even make it there. Retirement isn't even guaranteed, and even if you do make it to 65 or 70, You gave up 30 or 40 years of your physical prime just so you could finally have control over your own time when your body is already beat up. Which, by the way, not only are you paying into a retirement system for 40 years when you don't even know if you're going to be healthy enough to enjoy it, but we also don't know if that money is even going to hold its value with how everything keeps getting more expensive. So, did we really sit down at some point and choose to live life as one huge, massive gamble? I mean, essentially, you're living inside a 5-to-2 ratio prison just to earn a shot at maybe getting some real time back at the end, if the body holds up long enough to collect it. I don't know if that's just how work always was, or if it's just gotten worse over time, or if I'm just noticing it now more because I'm older. But either way, sitting with that awareness, 5 days of dread traded for 2 days of actually being present, repeated for most of a lifetime, in exchange for a reward that isn't even guaranteed to show up, that's a heavy thing to actually look at directly instead of just feeling it in your stomach every Sunday and treating it like every Sunday. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to get rid of the dread, although I think there are some things you can do to help with it, but we'll say that for another video. Right now, I just think most of us are living this exact cycle quietly, alone, maybe even assuming everybody else has somehow figured out how to not feel it, when really, I think almost everybody's carrying the same knot in their stomach on Sunday that I am. So at what time during your weekend do you start feeling that dread creep in? Let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.